Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Tuesday workout. Let's begin with 2 rounds through 25 and 20 calories for the guys and the ladies on your choice row, bike, or ski, and then get 5 reps of each of the following exercises. Hip cradle is the first one, so this is a glute and hip stretch. Raise that knee up high, reach both your arms on the inside of your leg and try to pull your shin upward, and then make sure that you don't feel this in the knee, but you just feel it in the glute and the hip. Right, and then lateral lunge and rotate. So on this one, I'm stepping out to the side, rotating 90 degrees, so both my feet point the direction that my shoulders are facing, and then I step back to the middle, and again, look, both my feet are pointing the direction that my shoulders are facing, and then the opposite way, right? So again, both feet rotate 90 degrees each time. That's a common theme that I put in when we do stuff like the landmine row to press, when we do stuff like the medicine ball throws to the wall, when we do stuff like the band wood choppers, right? All of those, a lot of times if you're not feeling the transfer of power from the hips to the hands, it's because your feet are staying glued to the floor, and there's only so far you can rotate your hips when your feet are glued to the floor. So get comfortable with being a little light on those feet and allowing your toes or your heels to rotate whenever we do these rotational movements, and you will get more power out of the hips, transfer it more effectively or efficiently to the hands or whatever object it is that you're throwing, okay? Next one is our drinking bird. So this is just a walking hip hinge. Make sure that both knees stay bent, and I'm pulling my chest away from the ground, and we're just practicing that gentle dynamic stretch of the hamstring. Scap pull-ups are next. And this one, if this bothers you at all with your shoulders, keep your feet on the ground and just go through the range of motion a little bit lighter. If you feel totally fine on this, then absolutely, like, pick your feet up off the ground, make this a little bit tougher, make those scapular positioning muscles really start working. Last one is Captain Morgan, or if you want to just side plank for 20 seconds, that is totally fine. The Captain Morgan is our moving side plank. So my upper hand is on my hip, and I'm just marching left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. On the bottom leg, try to get your heel out in front of your top leg when you do that. When we finish the warm-up, your shoulders should be nice and toasty and ready to go. Set up a pull-up station, and I want to have it on an 8-minute clock. You got 4 to 6 rounds or 4 to 6 sets of 5 reps strict pull-ups. So this could be every other minute, could be every 90 seconds. It does not need to be as fast as every minute on the minute, but I want you doing some like relatively short rest interval and small but challenging set of strict pull-ups. So if that is just your body weight, and you can do that for 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stand, shake it out, and rest. Again, that 60 to 90 second rest interval is what we're looking for in between sets, all right? If you can add weight to this, but don't add so much weight that it forces you to miss the interval. When we are finished with the strict pull-ups, then we're moving into conditioning pull-ups. So the next one is a shorter workout. It is 3 rounds for time, 18 reps of each exercise. So we'll start with pull-ups, and now we're moving again with concepts on conditioning. These are conditioning pull-ups as opposed to strength pull-ups. So for the strength pull-ups, we're doing heavier resistance, and we're doing strict movement only, so no kipping. When we do our conditioning pull-ups, that is when it would be okay to do a jumping pull-up, right? A ring row, or a kipping pull-up is okay too, right? Using my hips to create a little momentum, create more reps before my hands come off the bar because it's a lighter resistance, right? So it's the same concept as when we use a barbell. If you're doing 50% of your max versus 90% of your max, you're gonna be able to do more reps at a lighter resistance level, and that will get us into that conditioning zone, okay? And then the last ones are a Russian kettlebell swing with a heavy kettlebell, right? So just to the eyeball height with the kettlebell swing, and when you're finished with that, we're going to the ground for ab mat sit-ups. So on the ab mat sit-ups, the way to get the most out of these is every rep, shoulders, head, and fingertips all touch the ground, and then every rep, I keep my butt on the ground and I reach my shoulders forward of my hips, right? So on these ones, it can be tempting to want to get a faster time and to kind of like bounce off the ground and not go all the way down or not sit all the way up, right? Kind of short cycle the movement. And that really doesn't do anything except for get you a cool time on the leaderboard, right? It doesn't make your abs as strong, it doesn't work on your conditioning as much, and it's kind of cheating, but it's really only cheating yourself, okay? So try to go for the full range of motion and still do it as fast as you can, right? So that 3-round workout, I'm sure is going to be, for some people, it might be like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm thinking in the like 8 to 10 minute range would probably be good. Set up your pull-ups so that you only have to take 1 break per 18 reps, all right? That's what a good resistance level for a conditioning pull-up would be. All right, when you're finished with that, there is some accessory work or some extra credit work. It is a lot of grip, right? And there is a lot of grip in the workout. There's grip on the pull-ups, then there's grip on the kettlebell swings, then there's grip on the conditioning pull-ups, and then there's gonna be grip on the barbell rows, there's grip on the kettlebell shrugs and kettlebell RDLs, and then there's grip on the farmer's hold. So that should be like a lot of what our theme is for the day is working on shoulders, grip, and forearms, all right? Have a great one, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.